Hello, friends. Hope you're doing well. So, question of the day. Do you have a Nintendo Switch? Because if you do, they have a sale going on the e-store. There's a lot of stuff on there. I bought a couple things. I bought a tower defense game, and I bought Final Fantasy VII, which I've never played before. But I played the crap out of Final Fantasy X, which that was also on sale, and I'm like on the fence thinking about getting it, because I did it's $25, and I played it. It's like X plus the sequel, X2, which I never played, and I was like, I put like 100 some hours on Final Fantasy X, so maybe, $25 is not bad. Sorry, I was looking at a bear. And I played that a lot for PlayStation, but you know what else I played with, and what I actually want to talk about today, are Legos. Did you have Legos growing up? Do you still have Legos? I still have a couple. I have a snow speeder over on my desk made out of Legos, because that was the movie that made me want to that got me into film. It's not the movie that made me want to make movies, but it's kind of like the first time I was really interested in film. Bear just had a huge sneeze. I don't know if you heard that. So, I have one of those over on my desk, and I've been thinking about getting like an assorted mix of like random little pieces, because if you go online, if you're not into the Lego culture, it's really seen a resurgence over the last couple years, or maybe it's really never gone away, and the internet has just made it easier to find these people. But like, there's a subreddit for it. If you're on Reddit, it's really good. And people post like their own creations, which for a reason they call them MOCs, my own creation. You okay, bud? He's making snorting noises. It's okay, bud. It's okay. Go sit in your fort. Go your fort. Yeah, good job. He's got a fort right underneath my desk. But yeah, but what's really exciting me is people are making these like really tiny, like whatever, so like they'll have like Star Wars ships that are like this big, and I'm like, yeah. And then they post like, there's even websites where like you can put the blueprints in, and like it'll tell you all the pieces you need, and you can buy the pieces like in a shopping cart. But what ends up happening is like these little things are like $30, like to buy all the individual custom pieces. And so you're like, never mind. So I was thinking about just buying, like, you can buy bulk sets on eBay, which is just like, like the Lego box. People just have like 10 pounds Lego, X dollars. So I thought about just doing that. And there's a Lego store in my town. I don't know if it's like Lego branded, because it's not like a Lego store. But it's called Bricks and Minifigs. And it's a franchise. There's a couple of them. But they have like a lot of like stuff that like, they have like pre-owned sets, like pre-built sets. They have like certified, like still sealed in their original packaging sets. And they just have like a bulk bin that you can just like pick through, and it's like by the poundage. So I might just, get like a nice little collection of, and that way I can just have something to do, while I'm watching movies or whatever. Just, something creative that's not social media. Because I think going into 2021, I really want to try to like distance myself from that habit of just mindlessly getting on social media, because it's not good for you, there's not a lot of, there's a lot of benefits to using social media correctly, but like, just the aimless doom scrolling like doesn't do anything for me. So I think I'm gonna try to get like a guitar out here, so that I can just kind of like noodle, because guitaring is also on my goal list for 2021. But I think Legos, just things that aren't on screens, getting out of screens, being out in the world, making stuff, going on more photo walks. I've been thinking about buying a drone, which I know is the opposite of no screens, but it's taking it outside, flying it around, doing some goofy stuff with it. I think could be interesting. And ones that are pretty interesting. They're like $500-600. So I'm like, oh, I could take my stimulus and spend it on that, or I could take my stimulus and spend it on, bills, which is the responsible thing to do, I guess. I don't know, but it's like they have new ones that are like really tiny, like the size of my fist. And so it's like, okay, I could keep that like on a side strap or like a backpack, which I could keep anything really in a backpack, like even the bigger drones. And I could just ride my bike and then put it up in the air for a little bit, to take a break from riding the bike, pop it back down in my backpack and get back on my bike right home. So that sounds like kind of a fun way to, spend some time, get out in the fresh air, be creating, making stuff, filming things, documenting stuff. I don't know. Just something I've been thinking about a little bit. So, yeah. That's Legos and drones. But like, think of like when you were a kid. Like, I don't know if you're like, Legos was my favorite toy. I built so much stuff with Legos. Like, even I played with Legos till I was like 14, 15, because I could just be in my room, put music on, and just make stuff, and it was just something to do. And this was like, we still had dial-up internet till I was like 18. So it's like you had your turn on the computer, and your turn on the Xbox, and like there wasn't Facebook, there wasn't MySpace, there wasn't any of that stuff. So like you would just be in your room listening to CDs, and looking at magazines. Oh, or maybe you had a Game Boy. I think I had a Game Boy SP, and I played just the shit out of Advance Wars. And I actually bought another Game Boy SP not that long ago, but then my girlfriend stepped on it and broke it. So I've been thinking about going to buy another SP, because I have a couple games for it. They're all reproductions that I got off eBay, but I'm like, man, you can get one for like $60. So, but then I found my brother's old Game Boy, and he's obviously not gonna play it. So I might make an ASMR video with that, and then go sell it and a couple other like games that I have that I'm not really doing anything with, and try to get enough for a little SP maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Throw some cash into it. I think I could probably get a fair trade out, and not pay more than like 10 or $15. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. I'm not super committed to it. I am trying to like reduce the amount of stuff I have too, especially as, me and my girlfriend prepare to like move in with each other. I'm gonna have to like, I did it like another kind of round of Marie Kondo when I got rid of a lot of stuff, but it's not enough still. There's still a lot more that needs to get vamoosing. It's just time to get to like the deeper cuts, like for me getting rid of clothes is easy. It's getting rid of camera equipment, that's the hard part, and finding a way to organize it. That's like what I really need, is like a room with a lot of shelves. And so I just need to figure out that situation, which I have like this side room as you get into my apartment, which reminds me I was going to do an apartment tour, which I never did. I should do that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But it's like a side room, and I'm like, that's kind of my gym right now just because of COVID. Like, there is a gym here at the apartment, and it was closed for like 6 months, so that's why I kind of like made my own little thing. And also I wanted to shoot pucks, so I built like a shooting range, which is just like fake tiles, and then like a painter's tarp to just shoot pucks into. And it's it's only like 5 feet wide, so it's very tiny, but so it's not the best shooting gallery, but it is something to get me through not being able to get on the ice, which is making me go a little crazy. And so I'm just I just need to figure out. I think it's like I've gotten rid of, I think, most of the stuff that I don't need. That's not true. There's still a lot of stuff where I'm like, I don't really need this, but I'm like, you might someday, so I keep it. And I'm just like, So I need to go through it, and I need to go through, I think maybe the easiest next thing to do is just go through all the ASMR stuff that I don't need, and also need to take like unapologetic things of like, I spent money on this, but I could just throw it away because who cares? you know, because like it's like this sunk cost. You feel bad, you feel wasteful throwing stuff away, but then also you're like, you know, people's houses catch on fire, like, and they're fine. Like, you can lose some things, and you don't need to get like, I bought these picture frames for like $1, you know, so I can put them in a box that just says free, and if it doesn't, no one takes them, I can just toss them. But like the effort of like going to Goodwill to donate them just seems kind of silly, you know, because it's like, why donate them, you know? It's like, why? It's just more time, more effort. Like, yeah, you could put them on the free section of Craigslist or whatever, but it's like, again, that's just, you're just sinking more time into this idea of like, these are picture frames that I'll never use. So, something to think about. I don't know. Oh, yeah. So, just thinking about stuff like that. Thinking about Legos, thinking about the new year. I'm just trying to finish strong. I got my goal sheet up here. Right now, my completion rate is 74.39%. And last year I got 76.8. So it's like I am three points, essentially, a little less than 3 points away, 2.5 points away from. I want to beat last year's goal, and I got about 48 hours to do it. So I'm gonna sign off on that note and get to work, see what I can get done these next 2 days. Finish strong, you know, all gas, no brakes for 48 hours, and see what I can pull out of that, and then take a break on New Year's Eve, and get right back into it on New Year's Day. So, I hope you're doing well. I hope this video finds you well. And, yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Listen to me ramble. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your likes. Thanks for your subscriptions. I appreciate the hell out of all of you. So, I'll see you next time. Have a good night.